This is the tragic story of Russian poacher Vladimir Markov, who was on what he thought would be a routine hunt in the remote taiga forest. What started as a regular day in the frozen wilderness quickly turned into a deadly clash with one of nature's most formidable predators. Markov, who was seeking to make a living through poaching, found himself in a life-or-death struggle with the powerful Siberian tiger. How did this harrowing encounter unfold, leading to the tragic end of a determined poacher? Vladimir Markov was a Russian poacher operating in the far eastern Primorye region of Russia during the 1990s. The fall of the Soviet Union in 1991 left the Russian economy in disarray, particularly impacting remote and rural areas like Primorye. Many residents in these regions, including Markov, turned to poaching as a means of survival in the face of economic hardship and the collapse of traditional industries. Markov was a part of a larger group of poachers who hunted illegally in the dense forest of the Russian Far East. The Russian Far East, particularly the Primorye region, is known for its vast, dense forests that span across rugged terrain and mountainous areas. These forests, often referred to as the taiga, are characterized by a mix of coniferous and deciduous trees, including Korean pine, spruce, fir, and larch. The region experiences extreme climatic conditions, with cold winters featuring heavy snowfall and freezing temperatures, contrasted by warm, humid summers. However, the crown jewel of this ecosystem is undoubtedly the Siberian tiger. The Siberian tiger, also known as the Amur tiger, is the largest of all tiger subspecies. Males can weigh over 500 pounds and measure up to 10 feet long from nose to tail. This majestic predator is adapted to the harsh conditions of the Russian Far East, with a thick coat of fur to protect against the cold and powerful limbs to navigate through deep snow. Siberian tigers are solitary animals with vast territories that can range up to 1,000 square kilometers. They are apex predators, primarily preying on large ungulates, such as deer, moose, and wild boar. The tiger's hunting strategy involves stealth and strength, relying on its keen sense and camouflage to stalk and ambush prey. The dense forest and the presence of valuable wildlife have also made the region a hotspot for illegal activities such as poaching. Markov, like many other poachers, relied on the income from selling wildlife products to support himself and his family. On a cold winter morning in 1997, Markov gathered his supplies and set out with his friend on a 50-mile drive deep into the frozen taiga forest. They planned to spend the night in a remote cabin and start hunting in the morning. As the sun rose, Markov set out on foot with his attack dogs, which could sniff out Siberian tigers from their footprints. In below freezing temperatures, the snow covered the ground by at least 10 inches as Markov trudged through the forest trees and thick brush. He spotted a trail of huge footprints, bigger than his hand, which could only belong to a Siberian tiger. He followed the tracks for miles, hoping to find the tiger. Armed with a shotgun, Markov was confident he was one clear shot away from a valuable kill in this tough economy. Then, as he looked over a tree, he saw the enormous tiger feeding on a wild boar. The tiger looked at him for a few seconds before returning to its meal, unfazed and strong. Markov realized he was close enough to take the shot he needed. He raised his shotgun and fired a bullet straight into the tiger's torso. He was sure it was a fatal hit and that the tiger would soon die. Markov walked ahead, took whatever meat he could from the dead wild boar, and followed the injured tiger for a few more miles through the deep snow. Markov found himself standing alone in the snow, unsure if the tiger was dead or alive. Realizing the tiger might not be fatally wounded, he decided to return to his camp and come back the next day. He stored some boar meat outside his camp and went to town to see what he could trade for the rest. While Markov was away, the wounded tiger tracked his scent to the cabin and found the boar meat stored outside. In frustration, the tiger reclaimed its kill and destroyed the wellhead. It then waited near the cabin for Markov to return. When Markov got back, his dogs were barking loudly, warning him something was wrong. He looked through the window and saw the tiger in the distance. He called his dogs inside and realized that if the tiger hadn't left after reclaiming its meat, it was seeking revenge. Knowing he couldn't let the tiger live now that it had his scent, Markov set up his gun through a shooting port in the wall and fired, wounding the tiger twice more. Despite its injuries, the tiger disappeared into the forest, still able to move. Markov decided to head to his friend's cabin nearby and escape with him by car, but his friend suggested he stay the night because the car's radiator fluid needed to be drained overnight to keep it running, so they couldn't leave immediately. Frustrated, Markov chose to return to his cabin to deal with the tiger himself, planning to shoot it until it was dead. Unbeknownst to him, while he was away, the tiger had broken into his cabin, tearing apart everything with Markov's scent. It shredded his clothes, mattresses, and tools before hiding outside, waiting for his return. In the dark, as Markov approached his cabin, the tiger ambushed him. Unarmed, he was at the mercy of the vengeful Siberian tiger, which showed no mercy after their previous encounters. Hours later, investigators found a horrifying scene outside the camp, revealing the brutal nature of the attack and Markov's terrified final moments before being killed. The snow around the scene had melted and flattened where Markov had struggled while being attacked. There was hardly anything left of his body, just a few bones, a pool of blood-red snow, and some scattered clothes. His shoes still had his severed feet, and his sleeves held his detached arms. After killing Markov, the tiger moved on downstream. The animal waited 12 to 48 hours before attacking. News spread about the man-eating Siberian tiger, and scared poachers and settlers fled the forest to avoid the same fate as Markov. The only person still in the area was 25-year-old Andrei Pochutnia, a trapper who had set up traps for animal fur. Despite his parents' warnings to stay inside until the tiger was found, Andrei went out to check his traps. While he was gone, the tiger found and destroyed his cabin, just like it had with Markov's. The tiger seemed intent on attacking anything that smelled like a human. When Andrei returned, he was ambushed by the tiger, which was hiding behind a mattress near a neighbor's cabin. Andrei tried to fight back, but his shotgun failed to fire, likely because of the cold weather affecting the ammunition. The tiger attacked him with little resistance. Andrei's father called for a search and rescue mission, but when they found him, all that was left were some bloody clothes and a shard of a cross. The tiger had been feeding on Andrei for over 3 days before the search team found him. There was little left of Andrei to recover and return to his father. At that time, Project Tiger, a Western-funded conservation group, was working in the taiga forests to stop illegal hunting and protect the Siberian tiger from extinction. The head tracker for the project, Yuri Trush, found himself in an ironic situation. As both a tiger conservationist and researcher, he was assigned to locate and kill the injured tiger. Trush, along with other officers, followed the tracks of a limping tiger, which had been walking on 3 legs, likely due to its injury. The tracks led them to a remote area near the cabin of a man named Shlemenko. They knew the tiger was close and carefully listened for any sounds. As they approached the cabin, the massive Siberian tiger suddenly leapt at Officer Trush with a deafening roar. The 3 men desperately tried to aim their guns, but it was too late. The tiger attacked Trush, clawing and biting him. In the chaos, they fired dozens of shots, hitting the tiger 11 times. After a few moments, the tiger finally collapsed and died. As Officer Trush collected himself, he discovered that his rifle had partially gone down the tiger's throat during the attack. The tiger was loaded onto a truck and taken to the village to confirm its identity. The tiger, which had terrorized and killed for too long, was finally dead. It was later skinned and displayed at the region's administrative headquarters as a grim reminder of the dangers of crossing paths with such a beast and the tragic end that resulted from this man-eating tiger. Thank you for watching. If you want to know more shocking animal attacks, simply click on the next video. Don't miss out. Hit the subscribe button for more terrifying stories. Until next time, stay safe.